It is said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And I would say that that's how we learn, through doing something over and over again. I guess these are not inventors who really at the heart believe this um, saying. I guess I could still call it an axiom, because an axiom doesn't mean that it's worth living by, but if it's not worth living by, it is worth teaching by. So, 1,000 ways not to do something. At what point could an inventor say, um, I'm doing the same thing over and over again and I'm expecting a different result? First of all, you can't do the same thing exactly over and over again. You can have repetition, but you can only do something once. Every time after that is different. It's a copy, it's inspired by the first, or something totally different, but it's not the exact same. So that's what keeps us uh, in obedience with the law of motion and existence. Everything is vibrating all the time. So if it's vibrating, once it bounces back, it is not going to bounce back in the exact same spot. And we see this in people's artwork, moving pendulums, there's a different effect each time. And we can't even always see the effect with the balls. Um, but I believe it is every time one and it picks up another, get magnetized, pendulum, whatever. But it's to give us just more and more ways of explaining who we are, what we are, how we are. And I think one of my best answers, axioms, mantras, sayings, cliches, or hoped for it to be a cliche, um, right now is, everything that is in God is in the creation. Everything that's in the creation is in God. So, you know, we have another way of saying it, but again, not nearly as catchatory. Uh, what's in the cake is in the crumb. But, let's get off of food for a minute, which I see again as an obsession for this planet. What do I eat instead of what do I express? Um, so I'm here to do more expressing and help people that are dead, to take out the AD in their mind. Um, Here to help you quicken, come alive, get your own channel, um, talk your own talk, walk your own walk, and collect your spoils, collect your cash. My cash app is $GoAskVal. I see that dollar sign as the serpent, as the can, and the stick is the kebab. That's your ink pen, that's your authoritative wand, and throw that sucker on the barbecue grill. Yeah, because you've at that point outwitted the quote devil. So, again, I have no true ought against snakes and things like that, but since I see again the S in snake as a plural, um, seeing double, your vision has to be single. So the S again is something to stick the landing on, to draw your line in the sand, and like I said, make that money. So if you like that kind of talk, if you understand what I'm saying, if it's bringing value, dollar sign, go ask Val. Okay, so that being said, what do I want to talk about? Um, I want to talk about ARM. ARM is on the Soul Train mixing board for me right now, and so it changes war to your arm, and I have the right to bear arms. I have the right to show my arms. Um, just simple ways to use letters and character to rearrange our mind about what's necessary. All of our alphabets, all of our characters play a part. Like I said, you can't take out the S, you can't take out the V, whatever. We need it for a reason. Even the double U, it's really a double V, double victory. So the U, as we write it, is soft at the bottom. And so it's a I. So I consider you firm, firm handshake, meet another person, another I. And again, in the place of handwriting, in the war, if you will, the penmanship of handwriting, you don't necessarily want any more emphasis on the first U than the second U. They're supposed to be twins, if you will, the two U's, like these, the UV rays. So that's the victory of it all. That's representing 5 and 5 in Roman numeral, and still have a preservation of 3. Leaves of 3, let it be. So we are the trees. We have a belief. We believe, and so we're supposed to be fruit after a while. Again, these are figures of speech. So if I were to give Apple a run for her money, I would have a campaign called Return of the Fig. I like it. Again, I'm also good at doing that for other businesses. I'm real good at seeing where you can do your play on words and catch. So consider me a freelancer, hobbyist, lobbyist, whatever, you know. But right now, solo person, individual, indivisible. I don't have to go and ask anybody else, is this a good idea? Again, I keep the channels open for what people need. But what people most need is someone who is their own lump, their own shape and form. They don't have the 12 jurors. They encompass their entire globe, their whole calendar, without being quote distorted. So I know that there are people that wear that crown, but it's usually said to be heavy, or the weight of the world is on their shoulders. You don't have to take all of that. Just recognize we all have an inhale and an exit hell, and we can start renaming it in heaven or in heave, and release. But the fire and the hail, once realized that we are that eternal flame, and not to be afraid of these words, not to be afraid to examine what we don't know, to know that as long as we know enough, then we have the opportunity the next minute, the next day, to get that aha, that awakening that says, I know enough. And every day I'm getting better and better. I'm finding people that are speaking my language, and that's the confirmation. I told a young lady that the other day. I said, I'm excited about who I meet because I know who I am. And so the excitement says I'm on a quest to meet seekers, and I am only seeking those who need answers. I know I will gain knowledge and wisdom and all of that understanding, and I choose at that point to stand under so that they may come forth. So that's the cheerleading pyramid, where we choose to be the bigger, the braver, and on the bottom, so that those that are lighter can rise to the top. So that doesn't make the people on the bottom less than, but we are our own pyramid. You have to come to the top of your knowledge, the top of your game, the top of your life. Say, I am the one. I am in control of my life. So I'm sending that signal out to you to vibrate back to me in the way of a thumb up. I get it, Val. I validate you, validate the validator, and at that point we're just pawing. But that's what I want, is people that are trying to get into religion feel like they're missing something. If you want to get into religion, spirituality, denomination, you know, ones, five, tens, 20s, 50s, Baptist, Southern Baptist, AME Zion, Episcopalian, Presbyterian. It's your plethora. Plethora. It is your judgment call. There's no bad section. Um, Again, depends on what you want to eat. So I'll help you decide. I'm your para shopper. Help you decide what it is that you're after. Because I'm after you. I am after your needs and wants, your phobias, your anxieties, and to turn them around again just through letters, through figs, through figurative speech. The whole cancer thing, can again is a serpent, but who's been around a serpent lately? So it's not so much the physical animal, the reptile, but what it represents. And it represents wisdom and those that appear to be wise, but if they do more asking questions and us not coming to a conclusion of revelation and excitement about, okay, now I've got keys for myself. I can go back and learn my own physical body, my own mental body, my own celestial body. This is all making not just sense but dollars for me. The people on the dollars or dolls, they wear the wigs when they go into the courtroom. They're playing dress up. They're playing like mom with the robe and the white hair, grandma. Grandma and the big bad wolf kind of thing. So if that's not your game, then you put on your own authoritative cap. You've awakened the grandma in yourself. And again, as we know, the final true authority is the happy wife, the happy mother, the happy grandmother. And so, in my mind, my heart, my ancestors are back together, the male and the female, the grandma and the grandpa. It was all one energy, and now they get to understand the parts that they played on the planet, and again, they get to grow young together again. They get to regenerate and degenerate. They get to play with the dial of energies. But energy does not die. Well, it's transferred to those who need it, those who are willing to take it on, to be beamed down this anointing, this data, or gamma rays. So that's it. I'm going to keep these short so I can upload, 'cause I took too long on this one, and it's still trying to upload. So I'm going to do better about that. I forgot to smile. I will smile next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again on the other side. Bye bye.